Hello, today I'm going to be replacing the bridge on my Ratocaster with the brand new Wilkinson one I've just got in the mail. And I'll be comparing the cheap Chinese parts to the more expensive Wilkinson part when I'm halfway through, so you can see them side by side. Here we go. So I've got the strings off, and now it's time just to unscrew the bridge here. I got the replacement Wilkinson bridge off eBay for about 12 quid, which I think is a damn good deal, seeing they're about 40 new. And it's got a few scuffs. I mean, it's got a couple of scuffs around the holes there where it's come through, and it's got a spring missing, which wasn't in the picture, so I'm a bit annoyed about that. But I could just take one of the springs off here, and it should work perfectly fine. This has got the full steel block on this model, and this is the universal type, so it's got elongated screw holes. So that should mean, because the one at the side is normal and the others are elongated, so it should fit any screw spacing on it, and it should be fine. So I'll just unscrew, take all the screws out, which I'll be reusing again because it didn't come with the new bridge, and we'll return. Come on, last screw. There we go, and the screws are out. Yep, I've been silly. It's remembered. Oh. Take the strings off the back. Here's how I do this. You take hairband, put it under the spring, like so, and out the other side. Loop it round, and then you can just pull it, and it pops out. And that way, you don't have to struggle with your bare fingertips to hang on to the spring. So again, push the hairband underneath. Oh, well done. Come on. There we go. Grab both loops and pull, and then it comes out. Easy. Ah, you bastard. What are you doing with your life? Come on. There we go. Boom. Oh. Now, get out of the way. And now is where you can see the stark difference in quality between the cheap and expensive bridges. You can see on the cheap original bridge you've got a very, very thin zinc block as opposed to the thick steel one on the right in the Wilkinson, and the sheer mass of the bridge should increase the sustain of this guitar. So I've done a sustain test that you'll see in a minute with the old bridge, and I'll do one with the new bridge, and we'll see how much of a difference it makes. Time to put the new one on now. But first I need to take one of the springs off this old one. I have to say, these saddles themselves seem to be quite high quality. Even the saddle's got quite a lot of weight to it when you compare it to the stock one, which feels like nothing. I mean, I can feel it on my fingers, but there's no weight to it. This one you can actually feel it's got some mass to it. It's quite impressive. If I go through all this and it doesn't fit, what I'll have to do, what I'd have to do is, see those screws there where I've taken one of the saddles off? They're the two screws that hold the plate in. So what would happen is, I would use the original plate, I would take the saddles off, unscrew the bottom, I'd put the new steel block on the old plate, and then I'd put the new saddles on, because the saddles should be interchangeable. So that's how I will go about doing that. But if this is a universal model like it claims, it should in theory fit. Right, so there's the old bridging. And one thing I did notice is there's no gap between where the bridge is and the scratch plate, so that when this moved forward it clacked on the old scratch plate. So this guitar didn't have a great deal of attention to detail from the factory, but oh well, I suppose you get what you pay for. Right, let's see if this fits. It seems to largely fit. Let's see if one of the screws fits in. No, not that side. Right. Does that fit? This one. Alright, okay. All 5 of the 6 ones fit. The one on the end here doesn't quite angle up right. So what I'm tempted to do is to file away a bit of this pick guard at the side, because that's a bit of a weird angle anyway, and then I should be able to get it to fit. So I'm going to sand some of it off and then we'll be back, and then hopefully it should fit. There we go. Yeah, sanding it was never going to work, it was just going too slowly. So I'm checking it incrementally, and I'm just filing down this side of the guitar with the scratch plate, because all the holes fit except this last one, which is just not quite there. So I need to... It's not this, is it? It might be the... Oh, bloody hell, it's the hole. It is slightly the hole as well. Well, it doesn't matter. I can file that out with this as well. It'll be fine. But fold the pick guard first. Actually, how much of it? Right. Plug it to the side. How much wiggle room have I got? There's a decent amount of wiggle room there. That's pretty good. So, I see. Still got a fair bit to go. But I'm pretty sure it is the guard that's holding up before the end of this is. Before the whole length. Okay, so this is a ball ache. I can't get it to fit more than 4. I can't get it to fit more than 4 of the holes. Even though it's supposed to be universal, I've always got at least one hole. That doesn't work. That isn't on. That's off center, and it's so close to the old hole that I'd have to dowel it and glue it and re-drill it, and I can't be bothered for any of that nonsense. So back to plan B. I'm going to take all these saddles off and take the old block off and put them on the base plate, the old base plate, and then hopefully, if they fit, they should do, they should be standard, so they should fit. Just halfway taking the saddles off, and I've discovered a problem. Can you see what it is? The string holes on this bridge are staggered because they come right through there, right through the big steel block, which again has staggered holes. So, and this holes are all in a line, so there's no way I can get this block to fit on this base plate. Bugger. I suppose I could swap over the saddles for now, but I don't see much of a point. So at some point I'll have to get someone to re-drill these holes to get the new bridge to fit. But until then, I'll just have to put the old one back. So today hasn't worked out well. Oh well, never mind, you live you learn.